Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now, I just wanted to give everyone a bit of an update on our first flush coming off the machinery shed here. And as you can see, what I've got is I've got the two first flushes in place, coming off the eastern and west, or northern and western sides. But because we haven't really had much rain and the only thing we're really dealing with is frost, the roof's been getting cleaned quite well. So what I wanted to do was show you what's going on here and then go from there. All right, so let me turn the camera around and I'll see you soon. All right, so what I wanted to show you was the release valve, I suppose we can call it. And so this is from this morning's frost, or last night's frost, and you can see there's that little trickle that's coming through there like that. Now what that is, that's the slow release for the first flush, and as that fills up and that then slowly goes through the water then goes through the filter and then basically just comes out. Now if you remember, there would have been, there's like these little gaskets that sit on the bottom of that filter there, and so what happens is that all the debris off the roof, now because we've been working on the roof quite steadily, there's a lot of mud and things like that coming off. So what I wanted to do was just give you a bit of an update on the system itself, because as you can see, I've got two first flushes coming in, one on each side, and that's only for half the side of each, half the shed on each side, and they go through into these two meter first flushes, and that's what the specs had said when I installed it. So what I wanted to do was actually show you the filters and show you how much debris we're actually catching before going into the tank. All right, so what we're also finding too is that with the amount of the amount of frost that we're getting off the roof, and then as the sun comes up it all starts melting, the first flushes are filling quite well, and then obviously once that first flush and that ball is then seated at the top of that T-junction, which is that there, the overflow from the first flush then comes into the rainwater tank itself. All right, so yeah, so it's all working quite well. We're actually getting, I don't know, maybe, probably about 5 or 6 litres a day off each side after the frost, and then the rest is in the first flush. I'm really pretty keen to get on some rain so I can come out and have a good look and see what's going on. But unfortunately, we're not at that position yet, and so all we're dealing with is just the frosts in the morning. All right, let's have a look at these filters, and then we can go from there. So I'll see you soon. All right, so I've just taken the filter off, or the nipple off that one there, and as I mentioned before, we're doing a lot more work on the northern side. So we're up and down, and that was with the installation of the solar panels and the rails and all that sort of stuff. On the western side, we're not sort of tracking too much on there. And what was happening is that you can see that obviously that water flow is coming out. But if we look at this one here, you can see all the debris. So what's happened there is that I've just sort of, as I took out the filter, that's all sort of collapsed onto the bottom, and yeah, look, there's a lot of stuff coming out. So that's just me really just running up and down onto the roof, mud on my shoes or whatever it may be, and then that's all just been cleared. So, you know, to be honest, this is working an absolute treat, because otherwise that would have gone into our drinking water. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'm going to have a look at this other side, but because of the flow that I can see there, I would be saying that that's fairly clear. Yeah, compared to this. But the filter itself, you know, there's a little bit of debris and stuff on there. So I'm thinking that, you know, as a point of service, really what we need to look at is that if you are running up and down onto the roofs and things like that, and you'd really want to sort of maintain it a little bit better rather than what I've done, because that one was only dripping, where this one is sort of just got a steady little flow there. So, you know, I would be saying that was dripping because of all this debris. So I'll clean all that out, and then we're ready for the next one. But I'll have a look at, we'll compare the two. So I'll open that one now and have a look at that filter, and see what that's all like. All right. All right, so you can see with that little dripper, that was clear as a button. So that's like what we were saying before, that was obviously causing by the constant stream. But if I'm looking at the filter, you can see there's a little bit of debris, and having a bit of a closer look at it, you know, it just seems like it's more insects or maybe seeds, you know, from birds or whatever it may be. But yeah, so I'll have to give that a bit of a clean. But certainly a lot, no mud or silt and stuff like that, like the other one. You know, that was obviously coming from all my boots, running up and down, having those solar panels and whatnot installed. So, as you can see, that's just been removed there. And then basically the way that sits now, and this is where it comes really easy for the maintenance, is that just slides up on top, up like so. I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. Oh, here we go. And then that just screws on like so. So you're not having to, you know, pull everything apart just to clean the filter. So that makes it really, I think I'd set it up a little bit, I must have set it up wrong, because I had to check previously, and I had to take that cap off. But yeah, so the filter just slits up inside, and you can see now I've still got a little bit of excess water coming through, which is now just dripping out. Now that first flush is now finished or empty, it's just obviously got some residue coming off the gutter, and we can go from there. So yeah, I just thought I'd just touch base with the way that it's all set up. So you've got, you know, all that big roof coming through, and I'm really looking forward to some rain so I can actually see it in proper action. So the only thing I've really got is just like I was saying before, is just the frosts, which is doing my head a little bit, because it's like a kid in a candy store. I want to see it all up and running. But and then we've got our feeds into the rainwater tanks. All right, so there you are. So the like we were saying before, everything's working a treat, and I'm actually surprised on how much debris we're really capturing. And, you know, being that little bit of debris, you know, going into the rainwater tank there, is that really going to make much difference? Well, I think it would pretty much settle at the bottom of the tank, but really it's doing what it's designed to do. So that's really keeping all the mud and the dust and the you know, all the bird poo and whatever else you've got going on is now sitting into these flush systems. And you know, I really think that, you know, your maintenance side of things would be, yeah, let's say once a month. But if you are working on the roof, then that's something that I didn't even think about, that, yeah, you're going to have dirt on your shoes and all that sort of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that goes into that. Once you are working in the roof, then maybe it's just after the next rain or whenever these are full, that you empty them out, give them a clean, and then you're up and running again. So It's all good by me, mate. Absolutely fantastic. I was thinking that maybe it was a little bit of a gimmick, but no, this is the real deal. And so, I'm still a bit, why have we got such a long first flush catchment? But I think that really at the end of the day, it's all designed off the meterage of the square area of your roof, and maybe in time that could be reduced, but to save a little bit more water, if you're in a little bit of a drought, then you could reduce those size, I imagine, but you'd have to clean them a lot more regularly. Maybe that is once a week or something of the sort. But so there you go. I'm pretty stoked about it, actually, and we can go from there. So all about getting your first flush and having a look at your filters and actually looking at the debris that's being caught. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.